cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know.
What's up, good people, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. I'm your host, Media 96, along with Freddie G, K Money, and Slash. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. I want everybody that's on YouTube to go out and subscribe and click the like button. Follow us on X at 52 Scott Podcast and on IG and Facebook at the 52 Scott Podcast. What's up, good people, and welcome back to another edition of Think Thursday. Today's topic comes in line with Corey Holcomb. Corey Holcomb has a podcast, as you all know, the 5150. Is it the 5150 show? Yeah, and he was talking. He made a comment. This wasn't his topic, but he made a comment, and he said that poor people can't sue. And I was like, poor people can't sue. And I just had to put two and two together, and I had to think about it. I said, well, damn, he right. If you think about it, people that don't have enough lawyers to get a lawyer or to afford a lawyer, even accident cases, you know, they'll get the quick Rodney D. Young or Jim Adler or something you hear on TV that probably they don't do the time to research and look for a lawyer for anything. They'll just get the first thing, or they'll settle out of court, which is the easiest way to get money, and they really be lowballing themselves, especially on a lot of accidents or whatever. But this made me come up with this idea for this show, and not particularly for people who are suing. I'm thinking about people who got locked up or are about to get locked up, and they can't afford attorney fees, a real attorney. They're getting court-appointed attorneys that got.
We know how them motherfuckers are.
Yeah, and they just getting time signed. Matter of fact, I had a good example. Good friend of mine that passed. First offense, Fort Bend County, but everybody knows Fort Bend County here in Houston. It's a little division, a little county outside of Houston's Fort Bend suburbs. He got caught stealing underwear and socks from Walmart in Fort Bend. Underwear and socks. Anybody want to guess? First offense. No other offenses. First offense. Guess what the court-appointed attorney was trying to get him to settle for? Anybody want to take a guess?
3 to 5.
3 to 5. You say 3 to 5. Slash. What you say, K Money?
5 to 10.
5 to 10. You say 5 to 10. Freddie D, what you say?
1 to 2.
18 years.
Damn.
First offense.
Damn.
They tried to get court-appointed attorney. They tried to get him to settle for
What was the value of these drawers?
I said, well, they ain't Gucci, Louis, and Walmart. That's what I'm saying. So, like I said, this show here, no money, no freedom, that produced this show, because I'm like, you know, there's a lot of court cases that people just were not able to afford lawyers, and we finna go over some of them things. Some are older, you probably won't remember, but I have quite a few from 2005 and newer that we will remember. So let's start with these older ones, because those are the ones that interest me the most, because that's when, I ain't gonna say we were fresh out of
Civil
freedom,
rights.
yes, freedom and all that, but we were close, because 1931 to 37. Scottsboro Boys, any of y'all remember that?
No.
1931 to 37. 9 black teenagers falsely accused of raping two white women in Alabama.
That's not uncommon though.
I know.
Back then.
Yeah.
None of that stuff-
Because a lot of it is lies.
A lot of it be lies.
Yeah.
That's not uncommon.
It's not. Yeah, no physical evidence.
Yeah.
All white jury.
That's not uncommon.
Inadequate
Back then,
defense.
Yeah, that's
There's no civil rights, man. You wasn't part of the jury.
Exactly.
And of course, you y'all poor, poverty. You ain't gonna be able to afford no.
The whole
Yeah.
purpose of that was to get you locked up and make money off of you. At that,
That's all the
At
legal
that
system
point,
is.
yeah.
free labor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
that too. I'm gonna go up a little further. 1963, Gideon versus Wainwright. Anybody know
It
that
sounds
one?
familiar.
Yeah.
Wainwright definitely sounds.
Yeah, he initially lost. Clarence Earl Gideon was too poor to afford a lawyer and was denied one. No rights again. He was denied one.
Yeah.
They said why he should have won. Eventually reversed by the Supreme Court, establishing the right to a public defender. That was an easy win.
Yeah.
But
So
what
even
year
if he
did the
did
Supreme
it,
Court-
he got off.
What year was it that the Supreme Court overturned it?
They did not say. They just said eventually overturned. They didn't even say how long he was sitting in jail either. But they said the original defense loss highlighted injustice against the poor. Wow, that's crazy. 1963, you shouldn't have been. I could see that in 31, but 63.
We still didn't have civil rights.
Oh, because it wasn't until 64,
Yeah.
a year later. Yeah, that's a good one.
So that's probably when the Supreme Court overturned it the following year, or sometime shortly after.
All right, here's one for Hispanic. Hernandez versus Texas. I had to bring that one up. 1954. Initial conviction upheld. A poor Mexican-American man was convicted by an all-white jury again. God, dog. It took going to the Supreme Court to recognize discrimination against Mexican Americans under the 14th Amendment. So that's how he got off. There's always a way out. There's always a way out. Let's go up past 64. Angela Davis case. Anybody remember Angela Davis?
Her name
Yeah.
sounds familiar.
She's a like a Black Panther. or
Rhythm,
something.
one of the originals.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Original.
yeah,
Black
wrong.
Panther or something.
Wrongfully charged with murder, kidnapping, and conspiracy. Her arrest and the conditions she faced reflected bias against black activists and poor. Just say, yep, she was a Black Panther, and the poor. That's crazy, man. You just got to have money to be able to defend yourself, even if you're. That's what I always wonder about. We know about those cases where people get they get time for something. They do the time, and eventually it's overturned, and then they get money.
Right.
The ones that worry me the most, say if it's a guy or woman, male or female on top, and they get accused of something, they're held in jail. They didn't go to prison.
Yeah.
They're just waiting court cases, and in that time frame, they can be in jail 6 months, a year, 2 years, but they lose their house, they lose their cars, they lose their jobs, and then after they find them not guilty, you lost everything. You can't sue. I mean, because you found not guilty, but now you got to leave here and start from scratch because you've been locked up for all these years.
Yeah.
What do they do for those people? What you do something for those you wrongfully accused, but for the ones that just went to jail and was just being held or detained, or so to speak, what do you do for those people that basically you just wasted their time and just messed up their life? Do they get something in return? Do they get, hey, state, y'all messed my life up. Do I get something?
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
some
they-
of them, like the
they
Central
do.
Park 5.
They got something.
The Central Park 5.
Yeah.
They got.
Didn't they get locked up though?
Yeah, they got locked
but
up.
But they.
They got a prison
So-
sentence?
Yes.
Yeah, they for a long time. They was in there for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Not the ones that went to prison. I'm talking about the ones that just were in jail waiting to go to court. You know how they keep.
Well, that's due process. So you're not gonna get no.
So they
money
could.
for your due
You have to
process.
go
So that's the problem. What if they do process the shit out of you, and you was never wrong to begin with?
Well, they've done it before.
It ain't nothing you can do about that. Let me show you something, man.
But they need something in place because.
Check it out. Let me give you an example of something, man.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying,
hmm
but you got your due process, right? So if you get locked up and you just waiting for when you get locked up and your charges come down,
Mhm.
you're in what you call pretrial.
Okay.
So there's gonna be a bunch of pretrial motions filed.
Mhm.
There's gonna be a bunch of that. Those could be, the motions can range from anything. Hey, I need to get this reset for 90 days for X, Y, and Z. They could come on the defense side because the defense may be needing to study some other stuff, right? Or the defense could actually have a conflicting case that conflicts with some of the dates on this current case, right? So the defense need more time to look at this with this guy because it conflicts with some dates with another guy that he already have. So the defense could say, hey, I need 90 days, right? And so it's granted by the judge, right? Then after that 90 days come up, the prosecution can be like, hey, I need 90 days because the prosecution may have
Damn.
some stuff going on with these other cases he got. He need 90 days. Now we're talking about that's 6 months right there gone. And so it could be all different kinds of stuff. All this is a part of pre-trial. Hey, can I more time for this because we need to get waiting for more discovery from here. So all of this stuff, this is all a part of pre-trial.
So I got a question. Say, God forbid, this does not happen to none of us or nobody, period. But I know this has happened. Say you ride in your car. I'm just going to pick a Dodge Charger, a black Dodge Charger. You got a black Dodge Charger. You riding in your car, you driving. Police pull you over. Hey, you look like a suspect that been breaking into houses. You fit the description of the suspects breaking the houses. You still got same hair, same complexion, same whatever. And then, like in my case, they had the person that got jacked for their vehicle in the back of the car. And just say it's a scary individual. I'm not gonna put a race on it. They could be white, black, Indian, doesn't matter, but they just scary. And then they pull you out the car and say, that's the guy that robbed me. And then be like, you know what, you the same description as the other guys that's been robbing. Now you live by yourself. So they be like, hey, what was you doing last night at 2 a.m.? And you say, I was at home sleep. You have anybody that can tell you sleep? You was at home sleep? No, because I live by myself. Now you're going to jail because you look like
you don't really have an alibi.
You have no alibi, but you're wrongfully accused here in jail. Only for them to find out, damn, dude, you look just like, and I know you've seen this a bunch of times, this guy looks just like the guy that actually did the robbing, all the breaking into the houses.
Yeah, that happened to JJ on Good Time.
That's what I'm saying. So, see, look at I didn't realize that. So, what happens, you sitting in all this jail time, you done lost your job, you can't play your horse now because you've been in there 6 months, like you say, 90 days for this person, 90 days for that person. Now you done lost every damn thing. The court system puts you in this situation, but when you get out, you don't get shit.
No, well,
It depends. They'll pay, like you say, they paid the four.
well, here's the thing.
I ain't getting a prison sentence.
We're not talking.
We're just
about
waiting
sentence.
due
They don't pay
process.
if you go to prison.
Yeah.
But
Due
okay,
process.
So here's the thing: the due process, it applies to everybody across the board, supposedly, right? So, at the end of the day, the burden of proof is on the prosecution that's giving you these charges, right? So the burden of proof is on the prosecution. Now, if you fit the description of an individual, you know you're innocent, right?
Right.
But people don't. It's not guaranteed that you're innocent. You just know deep down inside because you know that you didn't do it.
Yeah.
The prosecution got to prove you did it. So you got to go through all of that because it's the law.
So you just lose every damn thing
Well,
because you're locked up.
it's the law.
Due process.
You got to go through the due process of proving your innocence.
Do you know how effed up that is?
You gotta pray.
Well, let me tell you.
Yeah, you gonna pray.
You gotta have prayer.
Now, that, of course.
Yeah.
Let me show you something, man. In regards to that, we've been saying this. We've been doing podcasting for a while now, and it always come back to this. If you don't like the law, change the law. And the way to change the law is get out and vote.
Definitely
You
true.
can't get around it.
Yeah. Well, we need to do something about due process politicians.
Well, here's the thing. Though.
Yeah,
Here's the
because
thing.
people being held.
But it works in reverse too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are not getting due process. Like for instance, all of these people who are being deported,
ICE.
They not getting.
Yeah.
they're not getting due process.
They
So
just getting them
if
right on
you're
right.
being mistreated and you don't get your due process, the thing that, and I'm using complaint complaining loosely. I'm not saying you're actually complaining.
Right.
I'm using that loosely. The very thing that you're complaining about right now, you'll be wanting it to happen. Don't you fucking deport me. Wait. I need my due process.
Yeah.
You'll want to sit up in that jail for however long to get your due process.
Your due process.
You'll want that.
You're right. You got a point there. You got a point. I ain't gonna even lie about that one. But still, holding people that are literally, that's just, you can mess up a person's life like that. And I'm pretty sure
Man,
they've
there's
messed
so
up
many
many
lives that's been fucked up.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, already, you know, it's a
Yeah.
lot of people that lives are just over.
You guys will know about this one. They had a movie on this one. Khalif Browder, 2010-15 case, which was a drop. Team wrongfully accused of stealing a
man.
backpack.
They fucked his life up.
Yeah, jailed without a trial for 3 years. And that's what I'm talking about. Jailed without a trial. He was waiting.
He ended
So-
up killing himself.
Yeah, he ended up killing himself on the show. I
You
watched
gotta
that.
be. That's why I say you need prayer, man.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's go mentally.
Knowing that you, wrongfully accused, you sitting in there waiting on something and ain't nothing happening.
Yeah, they said he couldn't afford bail, mentally and emotionally destroyed in Rikers Island, died by suicide.
Rikers
Right
Island,
after-
bro. We know that was one
Yeah,
of the toughest.
we
motherfucking
can't
prisons
go to
back in the
Rikers
day.
Island. I couldn't even visit him and not be man.
But thing is, you can't get off Rikers Island once you own that motherfucker.
Oh,
You
really?
There, it's surrounded by
It's
water.
like an island.
Yeah,
but
You ain't getting off that
man,
motherfucker.
Whether it's Rikers Island or fucking
TDC,
TDC,
some TDC.
yeah.
anywhere in the TDC, at the end of the day, if you ain't got the mentality to escape, yes,
Yes, it's there.
and that's
Yeah.
just what it is. Whether you own
Yeah.
water, island,
Or wherever you
whatever
at.
the fuck,
Yeah.
that's what the fuck. it
yeah,
is.
you there.
And you just gotta have the mentality of, man, look, I'm here.
I'm gonna sit it out.
I'm finna sit it out,
Yeah.
and whatever I gotta do to protect myself in this motherfucker to keep motherfuckers from harming me, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Cause I don't want to harm my damn self.
Right.
Yeah, it ain't no different, you know, like school ain't for everybody, military ain't for everybody, well,
Yeah.
jail ain't for every motherfucking
That
body
show,
either.
right.
Yeah, but this is a lot of people that just couldn't afford lawyers with this actually innocent. All right, Central Park 5. Y'all remember that? Five
Yeah.
blacks
I just
and
mentioned it.
oh, you sure did.
Yeah.
Blacks and Latinos falsely convicted of assault.
One Latino.
One Latino,
Yeah.
yeah. They were coerced confessions, no evidence. They were exonerated in 2002 after years in prison. And how many years did they do in prison? Anybody?
But each one of them did a little. Some they didn't all.
They didn't all do the
get out
same.
at the same time.
Uh-huh.
But we're talking about probably well over a decade.
Yeah, because I think
Damn.
they awarded them so much
Some
as to a
couple
million
million,
apiece or
yeah.
something
A
like
piece?
that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Now here goes something. One of them guys ended up dating Delicious,
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah.
drained them dry.
For all the
What?
time, man. Yeah, took the man money.
Transaction.
Transactional relationship.
Yeah,
That made me look at her different after I
For
read
our
that, bro.
listeners, Delicious is
The one that was
one of
on
them
Flavor
Flavor.
Flavor of Love.
Flav,
Yeah, with Flavor Flav.
Big ass
Yeah.
booty.
And them
Fine.
keloid shits on there.
Yeah.
kilos on the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she had a bunch of kilos on her
Milk.
head too. Let me say.
You suck a keloid?
Really, Slash? If you gonna do that, we going there. Let's go to Curtis Flowers. Anybody know Curtis? 1996 to 2019. Wow, he was in there a long time. Eventually freed. Poor black man was tried 6 times for the same crime. Prosecutors excluded black jurors, and that's recent times. Misused evidence. Spent 23 years on death row
Damn.
before charges
That's
were
crazy.
dropped. Before charges were dropped. That's a
23
long.
years?
So you get out after 23 years, what can
ain't
you
got
do?
no-
Yeah, your half your life is gone.
They have to give you so many million per year that you was in there.
Yeah, you would think I need a
I
million.
think it's probably a cap on that money.
It's got to be.
There's a cap on that money, man. You just saying there's a cap.
And then
But
after
it
taxes
and
hit you,
I don't think that
They don't tax
they
it?
don't tax
Tax
that
free.
money. But there's a cap, and I think the cap probably varies on the state.
depending on, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now here's a. I guess they're going opposite with this one. Michael Brown, 2014, Ferguson, Missouri.
Sound familiar.
Yeah, unarmed black man, black teen shot by police.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they said the officer was not indicted, sparking nationwide protests and the birth of modern Black Lives Matter movement. It was Michael Brown. I thought it was Trayvon Martin that did that.
multiple around the time.
Yes.
Did
Yeah.
Michael Brown die?
I'm not sure. It doesn't say here.
Yeah, I thought he was one of
I
those.
think
Like you
he-
said,
he-
that was around the time. It was a lot
Yeah,
around
I
George
think-
Floyd,
A lot of that stuff was
Sandra
going on.
Bland.
How does that tie into?
Well,
the-
they're saying the officers were not indicted, and
Yeah,
as
but-
far as
But what I'm saying is, you were
yeah,
talking about not being able to afford an attorney.
Right.
right. But these officers basically should have. They're saying they should have gotten indicted, and they weren't because it was a wrongful
But he's
shooting.
talking about the Michael Brown. How does that affect
How does that
him?
tie into the attorney? You saying that there's a lot of people who were locked up or about to get locked up that can't afford attorneys.
You know what?
Yeah,
I
he
think
got
this,
shot.
Yeah,
He ain't even had no
He
He didn't
Think
die.
of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they're talking about suing. I don't know. Because I did put in here suing.
What you got next?
What you got? The Brock Turner case, 2016, Stanford. A fluent student convicted of sexual assault, given only 6 months. Wait a minute. That's why unjust for poor people? Highlighted how wealth and privilege. Okay, they're saying this person got off because of their wealth.
Because he
Because
had
their
money.
wealth. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what happened here.
Well,
okay.
that I mean,
That happens too.
we know that's true in most cases, man.
You got the money, yeah.
We've seen people go to prison for some horrible charges, and because they got some money, they get out.
They get out. Yeah. That I don't get that. I don't get it.
Can
It's
afford
about
your
money.
dream team.
Okay, this list better not let me down. Anybody know Julius Jones, 1999 conviction, but appeals in 2020, in the 2020s in Oklahoma. Poor black man convicted of murder. Strong evidence of racial bias. This is why it was unjust. Strong evidence of racial bias and poor defense. Nearly executed in 2021, but sentence commuted to life without parole.
His name sound familiar.
That name, Julius Jones,
Yeah.
it sounds familiar. I'm
You
just
think
not
about
sure.
that football
Yeah,
player.
running back.
Run it.
That is
It's either him or Orange Juice Jones.
so,
The nigga, I followed you today. I missed you so much. I followed you.
Boy, you man, nah, man, it's a lot of people out here, man. That just, if you think about it, a lot of people, they really can't afford lawyers. I mean, a lot of people don't even have wheels.
Bro, the legal system is made up to
Yeah.
for
lock
that.
you up.
Yeah,
To
basically,
lock you
they
up.
know
Yeah.
most motherfuckers can't afford,
Can't afford it.
all
Yeah.
these fees that's being put on them.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So sometimes I can kind of feel, because I like Corey Holcomb, but sometimes he be saying some off the wall
So-
stuff.
so
but that kind of makes
check
sense.
this out. Check
Yeah.
this out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Yeah, I get it in regards to being able to have money to afford what you think may be a decent attorney.
Mhm.
But man, you don't always have to have a lot of money to be able to afford a decent attorney, because really, truthfully, all it comes down to is who's able to argue the law better. You can, and what that means that this motherfucker that costs you a lot of money, he may not be as smart as the person that costs you a less amount of money. And with both attorneys, whether it be whoever you're up against, or the prosecutor versus the defense,
Mhm.
what people need to factor in, and it's difficult, what you need to factor in when having a conversation like this, a lot of attorneys have egos, man.
Right.
And they don't, I don't want you to win.
It's a
'cause we
competitive thing.
battling.
Yeah, it's a competitive thing.
We're battling. You using this case law against me, I'm going to go find some case law over here to debunk your case law over here. So sometimes it doesn't have anything to do with the money. Sometimes it's just all about who can argue the law the best.
And you need money for the best.
Well, I would think you get a motherfucker that's fresh off
Yeah.
of passing the
That's
bar.
not true.
You think
He's
so?
I would
Fresh
think
off
that-
the fashion of the bar, you think?
No, I'm saying that I think that their passion for law and trying to defend their client would be a lot better than one that's been in the game 10 to 15 years
See.
and he has a reputation of winning.
I understand the logic behind that. I disagree, but I do understand the logic behind that, because I think that the ones that are just passing the bar, they're not seasoned.
That's the downfall.
Yeah. And because they're not seasoned, they may miss a bunch of steps.
Key
in
points.
Playing with your
Right.
life.
I agree.
Versus, they may be hungry, but I
That's
think
a good word, hungry.
Yeah, they may be hungry, but I believe that, man, all of these attorneys, for the most part, they all have egos. And some of these attorneys behind the scene, if I've faced you before in court and you beat me the last time, you ain't gonna beat me this time. So I think a lot of it has to do with ego. Then now, of course, after a while, man, and then too, here's something else that needs to be factored in.
Good.
Man, if you are a client of an attorney, let's say a court-appointed attorney, and I'm sorry to say, but my people, man, my people, man, your attitude will make a person not want to represent you and fight for you.
True.
Because you coming in and you don't trust me as your attorney. You trying to tell me what to do, and you don't know nothing.
Yeah.
And okay, I see
can
what
see
kind
that.
of. So your attitude can make me not want to fight for you. Now,
I put my
now
all
don't-
into it.
Now, don't get me wrong. You shouldn't allow your
Personal
personal
feelings.
feelings to get involved.
True.
But you're human too.
True.
And so my people, man, we get up in there, man, and we get to trying to tell the lawyer what to do and all of this stuff. They ain't got nothing on me and all this stuff.
The only time that shit work is when the client got a lot of money. They can talk shit, and that lawyer may take it, accept it.
Well, here's the thing, though, man. There's a old saying in the legal world. If you represent yourself, and I know that you're using it through your lawyer, but if you're making your lawyer a puppet, if you represent yourself, I'll show you a fool for a client. For real.
Yep, makes sense. So with that, guys, y'all know what time of day it is. I don't see the. There he is. He pulls up right on time, right?
You know me early.
I know, a little early. All right, today, fellas, believe it or not, looks like another Florida guy. Looks like another Florida guy. I'm gonna double check though, but we're kicking off a teen actually. It's a 16-year-old. 16-year-old boy identified as Landon Lumpkin, who faces charges including aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, possession of a firearm by a minor, and grand theft of a firearm. He ended up shooting his 13-year-old brother in the shoulder. Didn't kill him, but he shot him because he wore his clothes to school. So back to school type stuff. So, and instead of fighting like we used to do back in the day, he shoots his 13-year-old brother in the shoulder.
Damn.
Over wearing his school clothes.
Yeah, he need to get out the bus.
Yeah, you got to get out. At least he didn't kill him, but you didn't have to shoot him either, though.
They brothers and they fighting, shooting over school clothes.
Yeah, like you that
Yeah,
gangster.
it's totally a different generation, bro. Because
Man,
we woke.
yeah.
We
If
woke
you had
hand me
a
down
brother-
like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it was hand me downs. You know what I mean? And we wasn't tripping on that.
Yeah, you just, it's, 16-year-old Florida teen.
Damn.
Wow. I can stay out of Florida. I ain't going. I might go to Miami, but I ain't
I don't
going.
know, man.
They is shooting anybody, anywhere.
Pretty ass women.
You ain't lying, but with that, Landon, you got to get off the bus, brother. And that's our show for today. You guys come back and join us tomorrow for Black Friday.
This concludes our show for today, and if you haven't done so already, follow us on X at 52 Scott Podcast, also IG and Facebook at the 52 Scott Podcast. Also, like and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for Black Friday.